Hi everyone, Ellie here. I'm a bit late to this party, but I just wanted to add my 2 cents or my first impressions of what I thought of a couple of topics here. The first one is on the Mauricio Pochettino's first camp with the US men's national team. Was it a success or a failure? So he won the first game against Panama and then lost the second game, both of which are meaningless friendlies, by the way, to Mexico. So, do I think that he did a good job? Yes, I think what he learned is the depth of the squad, or should I say, the lack of depth in the squad and the limitations. So, I guess the game against Panama was took place in Austin, Texas. So it's a fairly good, US local home crowd, if you like. And he potentially had a pretty strong team. I mean, Pulisic was on, Anthony Robinson was on, and so forth. A couple of people are still missing, like Tim Weah and so on, and no Gio Reyna. But yeah, I thought they sort of did okay. First, when the game first started, I thought they started going pretty fast, and then they lost the ability to press, it seems. So the second game against Mexico, half of those people got sent back to their teams. So Christian Pulisic got sent back to his team. Pepe, I think he was also a scorer. He got sent back, but he also had a concussion protocol that he was following. So a lot of other people got sent back were injured. And then I did watch the Mexico game on TV myself. I only watched the highlights of the game against Panama, and I was appalled. I could not believe the quality or lack of quality of some of those players. So one that stood out was number 7, who's just like a clodhopper, and I was sort of amazed to see that he actually plays for Middlesbrough. He had two lead left feet. Terrible. And then even worse was the number 11. The number 11, I mean, he was so awful. And every pass that he had, every opportunity that he had to go forwards, he didn't. He either paid a sideways ball or a back pass. And it was like he had no guts whatsoever. And it was shocking. I later found out that this guy plays for Leeds United. It was incredible. Absolutely incredible. I don't want to single out players, but literally these two players should never be called up again because they're awful. And so, do I think that Poch learned something from that game? Yeah. I think he learned that he needs to widen his pool. Now's the time that he can do that. Not that you are using the game to, oh yeah, everything's rosy, everything's great, everything is, we've got the best team available. Oh no, you haven't. You haven't got the best team available. And I think that's really a good lesson for him to show him that you guys got a ways to go. The second topic that I wanted to talk about is the appointment of Thomas Tuchel to the England job. And so I last week was a really weird week because I was watching a lot of commentary and punditry on did Pochettino do a great job, and then suddenly this news about Thomas Tuchel and the England job came out, and I was devastated. I was absolutely distraught because not that I care, but I think that Thomas Tuchel is a horrible person. And it's like I wrote a text message to some of my friends. I said, this is unbelievable. It's like you got the best coach in Pochettino, and we got the worst coach in Thomas Tuchel. And things about Pochettino, why people are willing to bust their lungs for him. He's friendly, affable, cuddly. He gets his point across. He works people hard, no doubt, in a training because his philosophy is we want to suffer in training so you don't suffer in the game. And I think that that's good. You know, he knows that players are not machines. He knows the limit of people's capabilities. And then it's like with Tuchel, he's not that empathetic. He's not a people person. And I don't know if this is true, but I, I heard this from Adam Shove. So this is your fault, Adam. But Adam says that Tuchel likes to belittle his players. So while they're training, he will ask them questions about trigonometry. And now footballers are not exactly rocket scientists or brain surgeons, so maybe they can't really think fast on their feet and work out like algebra and equations and things like that. But it's a bit unfair of him to be doing that to them. And so why would you do that to somebody? The only reason to do that to someone is to make yourself feel good while making them feel bad about themselves. No one wants to feel bad about themselves. So I feel like this is someone who doesn't have that emotional intelligence. And then I remembered that I had forgotten completely the time that he played a game against when he was coaching Chelsea, and played against the game against Tottenham. Of course, that's my team. And he went up against Antonio Conte, where he wound people up by celebrating their goal by running along the touchline in his skinny jeans, which I'm sorry, but a dude over 50 should not be wearing skinny jeans. I don't think it's a good look, especially when you have skipped leg day. So, and then the other thing that he did was he wound up Conte by Conte pretending to shake his hand. Okay, Conte is somewhat to blame for that as well. But then grabbing his arm and then going, look me in the eye when you shake my hand, and making such a big deal of it so that they both got a red card. That's completely unnecessary. It's completely stupid. And so I don't think he's a people person. I don't think you could describe him as friendly, affable and cuddly. And to be fair, if it was any other FA, like the German FA or something like that, they wouldn't appoint an English coach. So why do England feel the need to appoint him? And then they say he is the best person available. I don't think that's true. He's not as much of a winner as anyone else, like say Carlo Ancelotti or something. He's just got like a famous name because he's been at a couple of high profile clubs. But I should mention that, like, didn't he leave Chelsea, his last appointment, because the players basically lost all respect for him after he had an affair? Not that I care that he has an affair. I mean, lots of people have affairs, all right, but it just means that the players lost respect for you. And, they don't listen to you anymore. Like, so people don't listen to you anymore. And the way that he left Bayern Munich, also under a cloud. So I don't think that that is a good combination. And the fact that he only signed an 18-month contract and won't even begin starting work until January tells you a lot. What's he doing between now and January that he couldn't be laying the groundwork or doing research, or even, okay, you don't want to take the next camp, the next international break. It seems ridiculous to me. Pochettino didn't take his first camp either, but he wasn't not doing work. He just couldn't be in the US because he couldn't get his visa, right? But he was doing all the work, he was doing all the research, he was putting it together, he was calling people, or, making all the right moves, let's say. And so I'm distraught about this. I just don't think it's a great appointment. That's my personal opinion. And Pochettino, on the other hand, won one game, lost one game, saw a lot, learned a lot. So I think it was a useful exercise for him. So I'm not really worried about that. And the final thing that I would say is, now that we're back to the Premier League being in play for the next couple of weeks, it is also good to see my team, Tottenham Hotspur, back to winning ways with a pretty good response against West Ham. And I've also been told that after I reviewed this book about Ange Postecoglu, there is another book that is coming out. I haven't received it yet, but I put my order in. And so when I receive that book, I will review that. That is by a different author. and it is about his second season in charge. So from what I can tell you, what I saw with my own eyes during the summer break and all those friendly games that we had against Bayern Munich and Vissel Kobe and the K-League All-Stars. Okay, you're not exactly playing against top world-class talent in the K-League All-Stars, but certainly against Bayern Munich, it seems like every time that I've seen them play Bayern Munich, we get thrashed. So maybe I should stop going to those games. But that is a quality opposition, and there is a ways to go for Tottenham to do the work. So as far as fans being impatient and wanting to win every game, I think it's a bit of a curse. What happened in the first season of Ange's reign, so last year, is that we went on this incredible unbeaten run, and I think we were top of the league in like late October or early November. If that had not happened, none of this pressure would be on him. And I think that, we need to back the manager and give him time to work and develop this team. And what I've seen of especially the young players is I think that there is a lot of opportunity there, and I think it's very promising. So that's my opinion on Pochettino, Thomas Tuchel, and Ange Postecoglu. Today is the 21st of October, so there's a lot of time for improvements to be made on all three of those fronts. Let's see what happens.